Hey there, cruisers. Today we're going to talk all about why we think you should consider a smaller ship for your next cruise. Let's talk about it. Hey everyone, John here from Byte Size Cruises. Welcome to the channel if it's your first time here. Thanks for coming to check us out. We are a travel agency trying to give you the best information about cruising so that you can plan and go on an amazing cruise vacation. Today we're talking all about smaller ships. The cruise industry continues to go larger and larger and larger with their cruise ship, but that's not going to stop us from talking about why it may be beneficial for you to go on a small ship for your next cruise. This could be if it's your first cruise, if it's your 51st cruise, doesn't really matter. We're going to try to give you some good ideas for going on a smaller ship. So number one that I think is the most important reason to go on a smaller ship, and this doesn't necessarily relate to smaller luxury ships. I'm just talking about smaller ships within the Contemporary brand. Yes, smaller ships on the luxury lines will come about later, but for right now, for this first category, we're talking about Contemporary lines like Norwegian, Carnival, MSC, Royal Caribbean, Princess, Celebrity, all of those. So my first reason is price. Generally speaking, the smaller ships are going to be a little bit older, and the price to go on those cruises is really advantageous now. With a lot of the newer ships, cruise prices are really spiraling out of control, getting higher and higher every single day. As we see newer ships built, we see the price going up, and also on those cruise ships, you're going to have more and more upsells. There's more specialty dining, there's more variations with drink packages, there are more things to do on the ship, more things to buy, more games to spend money on. All of those different things you're going to find on those larger ships. On these smaller, older ships, we're going to get a less expensive cruise. Altogether, there are less specialty dining options. The cruise fare and the port fees and taxes together are going to be less. So that's the first thing we're going to talk about, and we're really going to look at today is price. I've been booking a lot of cruises in the past few weeks for newer ships like Icon, like Star, Celebrity Ascent, just to name a few. And when we're doing those cruise ships, the one thing I'm noticing is the average price is around $2,000 to $2,500 per person for a 7-day cruise on some of these newer ships. If you look at some of the older ships, for instance, we're going on MSC Meraviglia, which isn't really a small ship by any means. It's just a slightly older ship. On that ship, we're looking at like $1,000 per person for a 7-day sailing. And if you look at other cruises, like Serenade of the Seas, or even Explorer or Independence of the Seas. Again, not tiny ships, but smaller than the current Phenom ships that are out there. It is running about $1,000 per person for a 7-day cruise. That's a huge difference. That's 2 vacations this year instead of 1. So price is the first reason. Next up is an amazing one, and this goes for all cruise lines, even the ultra luxury ones. Great itineraries, very immersive itineraries. You're going to be going to further places that are much more remote, that are harder to get in and out of because a lot of these ports, one, don't want a ton of people there. Two, they don't have the docks built or the infrastructure to take on an Oasis or an Icon or even a Prima class ship. We're talking about smaller ships. And these itineraries are really amazing ones like the old Panama Canal. You can go to Antarctica. You could go to a lot of different places in South America. You could hit a lot more Canadian ports. You can really go a lot more places around the world when you're in these smaller ships. A lot of your Alaskan cruises, if you're going through the passage, it's going to be a smaller ship. So itinerary really comes into play here if you want to go someplace really exotic. And again, a lot of your longer cruises, if you decide to do a 21, 28, 35, or even a world cruise, those are going to be on much smaller ships because the larger ships are doing these Bahamas, Caribbean runs that are 3, 4, 7-day sailings to maximize profits. So going to these smaller, intricate locations is really only going to happen on a smaller ship, which leads me to believe that no matter what happens in the future with cruising, there's always going to be a need for some smaller ships. So there has to be some new builds that are going to be less than 3,000 or 4,000 people along the way as we continue to move forward here. Next up, reason number 3, it's a super friendly, intimate onboard experience. I love going on large ships. I make no qualms about that. I enjoy Oasis class the most of anything. I really enjoy having a ton of things to do. However, I will say, one of the things that I love about small ships, we were on Enchantment 2 years ago, I love that you really get to know the cruise director and the cruise director staff. You really get to know really all of the people that are working on board the ship. You see them all the time. And you see your fellow guests a lot more, which could be good or bad, depending on the ship. But for the most part, it's very good. You get to be friends with people more. You see each other in the dining room. You see each other in the theater because everybody's in the same place at the same time. Those things are really, really awesome. And those are things that I love about smaller ships. At this time, we would love to know what you love about sailing on small ships. Comment below and let us know. We would also love for you to like and subscribe to our channel if you're enjoying this video. Thank you so much. It means the world to us. It doesn't cost you a penny, helps us out a whole bunch. Thanks so much. Next up, number 4, less FOMO, less stress. You're not going to have fear of missing out on a bunch of different things because there are only a few things going on at each particular time. So you can rest more, you can relax more. You will have a much less stressful cruise experience because you're not worried about, oh, the kids want to do this, we have to hit the escape room, then we have to go to the barbecue place, then we have to run down to this show in the ice skating rink. Nope, you don't have to worry about that at all. There's one show. There might be 1 or 2 trivia things or an arts and crafts thing going on at the time. So you really do cut down on the amount of stress that you have. It'll cut down on the amount of stressful, tense moments that you have with your family and your friends that sometimes happen on the larger ships because not everybody wants to do the same thing at the same time. And all in all, you will just have like a lot more of a relaxed, chill experience on your cruise. Can you do that on a larger ship? Of course. I would argue, which I always do, that you can make a fun place romantic. It's really hard to make a romantic place more fun. So again, I prefer large ships. However, I do really see the advantage sometimes of sailing on small ships, and I love cruising altogether. So I don't mind going on small ships. I just prefer large ships because I know that I can make that less stressful if I really want to just hang out and relax, and romantic and fun if I need to. But it's really hard to do the opposite. So those are our little tips and ideas of why maybe a small ship is better for you. Again, let me know in the comments below what you think. We would love to hear what you think all about small ships. Thanks so much for watching today. We really, really appreciate it. We will see everybody tomorrow, and hopefully you have a wonderful day. Happy cruising. Bye.